You're a high achiever, an entrepreneur, an executive, a visionary. You know that feeling. You push so hard, you strategize, you build systems, SOPs, but eventually you just hit a wall. You're not getting to the next level, or you kind of stop the momentum. I feel like it's something that just before your big leap, there's a blockage. The plannings that used to work, it suddenly just stops cutting it. It's the ultimate frustration, right? It feels like you just reached the limit of what pure willpower can do. What I want to share with you today fills this gap, this loss of momentum. Is not necessarily a failure of your strategy. It's actually in your biology. This is what I discuss all in my book, The 8 Biocircuits. I've been immersing myself in this framework. My background is what makes this so compelling. But now, I'm a transformational business coach, speaker, and a writer. Everything's intertwined with your health, because your health is your greatest wealth. I literally saw people in health crisis where the root cause was almost always financial stress. So I connected the dots. I realized that trying to optimize business success without optimizing the underlying health system, the human biology, the physiology, of course the psychology, was just a losing battle. The two have to be inseparable. My approach is like a new operating manual for high performance. It blends neuroscience, some ancient wisdom, and practical applications. And the central analogy I use stuck with me immediately. I see your body as not just any other car, but as a high-performing machine, like a Lamborghini. Imagine. It's built for absolute power and speed. That's why I called my first chapter Lambiology. It's all about your biology and the high performance. It's from the perfect image for a modern executive, isn't it? We demand this peak performance from ourselves. But then, sometimes, we put in low-grade fuel and just ignoring all the flashing lights or the warnings, that dashboard, the check engine light, the aches, the sleep disturbances, the migraine, the cortisol spikes, the irritability, the stress, even for little things in your day-to-day business activities or even in your family or when you're interacting with people around you. These are warnings from the engine itself. And the 8 biocircuits are the hidden mechanics governing all of that. And there are more circuits, but in this book, I particularly speak about those 8 biocircuits. They govern your energy, your clarity, your resilience, and everything. And even you'll be able to connect with the quantum energy to feel that exuberancy and attract everything that your heart desires. And these 8 biocircuits dictate if you are running on a 4-cylinder or 8. So my mission is to basically open the hood, look at these 8 circuits and help you understand how tuning them allows your system to get rid of that internal resistance and shift into what I call quantum acceleration. Let me start with the groundwork. When I say 8 circuits, what am I actually talking about? Are they metaphors or physical systems? They're tangible. They're physical system all connected by neural pathways and hormones and our emotions. They're basically 8 channels of perceptions, regulations, and action. They're vital to succeed in your business, in your relationship, and of course in your health. Glands, organs, neural networks. They run from the crown of your head down to the base of your spine. When they are in harmony, you feel grounded, you feel clear, you feel energized. You don't feel that irritability. You feel energized. And I have to keep coming back to the core idea. Sustainable health and sustainable success are inseparable. If you're leaking energy biologically, you can't use it for your business strategies, with your family, your children, and you can't fix what you haven't measured. The framework uses a diagnostic assessment I created, the biocircuits diagnostic, where you rate statements about each circuit, starting from your crown, the pineal, the pituitary, the thyroid. The thyroid's where I almost died. Your heart circuit, your gut circuit, your reproductive, your adrenal, your survival, and your elimination. And there are a few more. I will cover them in the future books because it tells you where to focus your efforts instead of just spraying energy everywhere. It uses a 0 to 10 scale, and a single circuit score above 40 is considered severely compromised. I see most high achievers, business owners, or even if you're a housewife, looking after your children, running errands, a super mom, most often 2 or 3 circuits already scoring above 30. So they're constantly compensating, constantly just restoring. So they are constantly compensating, constantly running on fumes. Just one of those can trigger this cascading effect of healing through the whole system. Let me get into the system themselves. The pineal. This one governs intuition and your vision. The pineal gland is a tiny pine cone shaped gland deep within your brain. Biologically, it's a circadian organ that regulates your sleep-wake cycle by releasing melatonin. So it's essential for cell regeneration and restoration. And there's a deeper layer where most of the spiritual teachers talk about quantum connection point. And this is the gland where also responsible for awakening, spiritual awakening. Well, my own story explains this really well. After a period of just intense collapse, overworked, stressed out, I felt this sudden awakening back in 2010. It was like my system rebooted and I wasn't just looking for or even aware of what awakening was. I heard about it, me being coming from Sri Lanka. We still got the Indian culture and we talked about the third eye and awakening, but I never aware what it was up until it happened to me. The reality is that I was transformed. I was on cloud 9 for a while, but the journey after that was even more challenging than before the awakening. Hilarious. It broke my body. But that soon after the awakening, everything was different. The lights was richer. And most critically for high achievers, my decision making became effortless. Answers just arrived. I think about something, boom, I meet this person, and that happened. And it was all intuitive. The pineal circuit coming online. There's the clarity you need for true visionary leadership. If you're a business owner or you are managing people, could be business at your work or even at your home. And that tuning practice is beautiful because it's so simple at night. Look at the stars, reflect every day. Turn off the screens. There is big problems because of that. I myself, majority of my work looking at the screens. But try and minimize the screen time to be able to activate your pineal gland for rejuvenation and for vision improvement and awakening, if that was your goal. But it's really good for your overall health. Moving down a bit, we get to circuit 2, the pituitary, the master gland of coordination and balance. It's tiny. It's very tiny, sitting at the base of the brain, but it's your body's central hub. It orchestrates the entire hormonal cascades. It tells the thyroid how fast or how slow to burn energy during fight or flight. It signals the adrenals when to deploy stress hormones. So if your pituitary is dysregulated, your energy is going to feel like a huge roller coaster. You wake up fine, then You feel tired for no obvious reason. You had a great sleep and you feel like you want to have a nap in the afternoon. Or you could even get like sudden anxiety spikes, like no obvious reason. Oh gosh, a lot of my clients come to me with these issues. Your body is over-coordinating based on false alarms. You lose creativity, spontaneity. If your stress response just feels totally unpredictable, the pituitary is likely the conductor that needs some retuning. It's not difficult, it's simple, but it's not easy. If it's easy, none of us will be having or will have to go through some sort of chronic conditions because we do not pay attention. Which brings us to the circuit 3, the thyroid, the body's voice and expression center. We know it regulates metabolism, but what about the emotional side? Biologically, it's all about energy conversion, but emotionally, the thyroid reflects how freely we express ourselves, how we speak our mind or we keep quiet to keep the peace, holding back emotions. I think this is what almost killed me. Suppressing emotions such as anger. It's affect our thyroid-related health issues. The physically shifts the thyroid into fight or flight or freeze. The glands record those suppressed emotions as a sustained internal danger. So it prepares our body to increase heart rate, high blood pressure, burnout, body heats up or cools down, depending on hyper or hypothyroidism. My personal story here is incredibly powerful because I was facing an intense emotional overwhelm. This was many years ago. The doctor says the surgery was the only option because I was dying. I lost like 20 kilograms in 3 short months. Even though I'm a health staff, never checked my thyroid, never thought about the thyroid, checked everything. My heart would pound like it's going to jump out of my chest. My blood pressure was spiking, hair loss and loss of muscle tone and bones, my kidney, my liver, my entire system. This tiny butterfly-like gland in your neck. Study shows that it's your emotional suppression, or even if you don't express your creativity, it can affect. Let's move on to the mind-body. Let's talk about the circuit 4, the heart circuit for emotional intelligence. When you're in business, how do you lead your staff, the people around you, the business deals? Are you emotionally intelligent? Is your energy is present, or you are in the fight or flight mode? We're not talking about the pump here. The heart has its own intrinsic nervous system. You could connect with another human being. Doesn't matter which part of the world they are. There is a quantum energy that we can connect not only with our brain to the cosmic space, but with our heart, with other people, with attracting things we desire. The heart is a physical metric for sustained focus and resilience under pressure. That's why we always have issues with our heart when we're going through distress. Signals of imbalance in your cardiac circuit is not always physiology. It's more of your emotional and energetic state. A simple tuning tip is just intentional slow breathing, like take in through your nose. Hold it for 4 seconds. Breathe out slowly, completely through your mouth. I call this water breathing when I do this with my clients. And this immediately reverts the vasovagal pattern. Immediately reduces your heart rate. I often do this at the hospital with my patients, connecting to the machines. You're not conscious about, are we taking the time during the stressful work, pressure? Are we stopping to be conscious about our emotions, about our physiology? How are we projecting our biological energy? If you're not, just this simple exercise, water breathing, can harmonize your state, which will help you with great business deals, attracting the people that you wanted. Okay, the next step is circuit 5, the gut circuit. We also call this second brain because it's about, we refer to as the instincts, the intuitive feelings. It's also the enteric nervous system. It's got lots of nerves. Process experience, not just food, the whole atmosphere around us. That gut feeling often forms way before conscious thought. I think you have had that tingling feeling in your stomach. You know it. You couldn't logically, everything's right, but your gut says something else. And when we are not aligning this circuit, that's when we create gut-related health conditions. And the core principle here resonates with every top leaders, executives, because logic thinks, gut knows. When you constantly override the gut sensation, you are creating a disconnect. A realignment, you are creating a disconnect. A realignment just means restoring trust between your body and your mind. Just trusting that gut feeling. It takes practice. Scary at the beginning because logically everything's wrong, but what does your gut say? The next step is our reproductive circuit, the seat of creation and drive. Under sustained distress, the body is super efficient. It shifts resources away from creation and directs them towards survival. That's why in this day and age, a lot of people are experiencing infertility. The hormonal signals decreases during stress. The vitality drops. You get creative blocks, low motivation. So the body basically associates creation with risk because survival is the priority when we are going through stress. Because we are in the constant fight, flight or freeze mode. And we feel flat and no energy, uninspired, unable to feel real joy. And it might not be the lack of ambition. It's not because you're procrastinating. Because there is the biocircuit, the reproductive circuits need a recalibration. And your reproductive system's been hijacked by your survival mode, the survival response. And the medicine for this is one, it's pure and simple play. Engaging in something creative or playful that has zero performance pressure. It restores the sense of safety and flow. Now we move down to the foundational system, starting with circuit 7, the adrenals, the survival masters. These glands release adrenal and cortisol, even though they're controlled by our master coordinator, the pituitary circuits. But the adrenal glands release adrenal and cortisol during fight or flight or freeze. They are built for short, sharp bursts of acute stress. But modern chronic stress, deadlines, constant connectivity, financial pressure, it keeps the system engaged for 24/7. Can you imagine how tired the system will be? And that follows myriads of chronic health conditions that I'm not going to go in deep into that here. I describe this a vicious cycle I call the triad flight, which looks like irritability or control. Yeah, stress. Some people say, yeah, I like a stress so that I can perform better. Yes, it's for a short while. It's good for a marathon runner or Olympian, or you're in a game, or you're in a business relationship. It's good, but how long can you sustain? How quick can you bounce back? That's called the resilience. It's okay to feel that way, fight or flight or freeze, but do you have the tools? Are you conscious about how quickly are you bouncing back, or are you allowing your body, your biology to go into creating chronic health conditions? And this is what directly connects back to the financial stress I talked about at the beginning. If you're operating from that stress mode, there's always an anxiety, urgency of or a running short, a poor judgment. A realignment requires micro practices, that's all. Just a simple pause, look through the window, and to be conscious about your breathings. Are you breathing consciously? And that reverts that fight or flight mode immediately. And the last up, circuit 8, the excretory circuit for release and renewal. The elimination system, it's a grounding mechanism. Biologically, it's about physical elimination. But me being nurse, we always talk about constipation. It's the most important things when patients get admitted to the hospitals. Because it's vital if we are constipated. How would you feel if you're constipated for a few days? Not healthy. So it's our emotions, or unprocessed fear, resentment, unforgiveness. It's science shows that it creates constipation or any other physical condition in that part of our body. Our body is literally holding on to because it doesn't feel safe enough to release. So what can you do? There are myriads of tools. So stress and emotional baggage is a biological link between, say, constipation, emotions like unforgiveness. The mechanism is physical tension. Unprocessed negative emotions cause this constant low-grade tension, especially in the core and pelvic floor. In my 8 biocircuits, I even discuss about how unforgiveness blocks business success. Who would have thought that? Because that internal resistance is using massive amount of energy which could have been used to connect with the quantum energy to attract the right business for success. So recalibrating your excretory circuit is at most important than any other circuits in your biology. So what happens when all 8 of these circuits are finally aligned? The internal resistance just drops away. We stop leaking energy into fighting, anxiety, restlessness. When we calibrate them, all of these circuits synchronize, and then we feel like, wow, feel like you're on cloud 9. You can just perform. You just have to flick your finger and everything happens around you the way you want it. This is what is called quantum acceleration. It's not a magic, it's in your biology. It's just a non-linear result from maximum efficiency, like a Lamborghini. When you look after it, you calibrate it, you put the right fuel, you go take it to the right mechanic. It's not the mindset. You wouldn't take your Lamborghini to any local mechanic, would you? Or would you try to fix yourself? Oh no. You have to find the person who is expert not just in the health, but in the business, in your biology, in your energy and spirituality. I have a few examples. I'm probably going to have to wrap this up right here because we can go through them in detail in my upcoming masterclass. You can click the link below and register. Just to summarize, is that your body is a high-performing engine, like a Lamborghini. And the goal is not to treat like any other car. When you align the 8 circuits, your biology stops being a source of resistance and becomes your greatest competitive asset. Because your body is an asset. When you have the health that you desire, you have the competitive advantage in the business circle, in the business world. Because unfortunately, majority of the population in this world are suffering from some sort of chronic condition, but not you. Because you are now aware, you hear, you've taken the first step. And the invitation here is to drop the self-judgment about why you bled out. We all do, that's being a human. But also, you have the awareness to bounce back, to be resilient, to have the tools handy to bounce back every second, every minute, every hour. You do not have to wait for 3 months until something wrong happens. You have to make a doctor's visit and then you have to go to a retreat. By the time your business would have suffered, your family, your children, imagine. Everything spirals down with it. So your biology becomes a fundamental tool for peak performance, for leadership capacity, for ultimately for quantum acceleration in every single area of your life. With that, I will see you soon.